Okay, good evening once again. So today we are going to continue from where we stopped last time. So last time we had an introduction to computer system, and so today we are going to cover the hardware system. So the second one, which is computer hardware devices, central processing unit, which is the CPU, and output as well as input devices. So those three are going to be covered in today's session. And then when we come next time, we're just going to talk about the computer formatting. How do you now install what we call Windows 10, what we call Windows 7, so that you are able now to use your computer. Right, so quickly, without wasting much of our time, let's get into the session of today. Okay, so as earlier we talked, I said we are going to start from computer hardware system. So hardware system. What is computer hardware system? So computer hardware system is a corrective term used to describe any of the physical components of an analog or digital computer. The term hardware distinguishes the tangible aspect of the computing devices from software, which consists of a written machine, readable instruction, or program that tell physical component what to do, and then to execute the instruction. And then we are saying hardware and software are complementary. Therefore, we are saying a computing device can function efficiently and produce useful output only when both hardware and software work together appropriately. So what does this mean? So this means that computer hardware system, which we've already talked or alluded to, they help, they're the ones which constitute the tangible things that we can see physically with our naked eyes on a computer. So those components of the computer that we are able to see, those are what are known as what? Computer hardware systems. Just like any other machine, you find that there are some parts of a particular machines which are very important. And so it's an essential, it's a very important part for us to mention, like as you are going to be, let's say, an ICT expert who has knowledge in computers. It is very important for you to know at least these parts, because at times, you have situations whereby, let's say, a computer stops to just give you a display. Okay? It cannot give you a display. You power it on, you can feel like, you can see that the lighting up has done, and then the sound, you are able to get the sound that the laptop or the computer is on, but then you can't see anything on the screen. And then you say, oh wow, my computer is broken. I have just to go and call an expert to come and work on this one. So when you call those people, they will charge you a lot of money, of which a very simple thing that you are supposed to know. So it's very important that we have included this part in our training, so as to make sure that our students or our learners are able to know or have an idea of these components at a time, maybe when you'll be operating your PC, you'll be operating some computers, you are able to see, all right, what is wrong with my PC? Maybe when you have a little bit of some challenges with your computer. So we are saying these particular hardwares, they work simultaneously, or they work together hand in hand with what? The software. What do that mean? So we're talking about, let's say you want to play a movie. So you want to play a movie, and then that movie, there's a software that you have to use for you to play a movie. But if there's you don't have a component, a hardware component in your computer that will enable you play that particular movie and process that particular software that you're using for you to play a movie, then you will not be able to play your movie. Or at times you have a situation whereby if there is no hardware system of a sound system in your computer, you find that even if you play a movie, you're not going to listen to what they're talking about, or even a song. You'll not be listening, you'll not be able to listen, provided you have a software and the movie or the movie or a song is being played there, but you can't listen, you can't get the sound. That means the component, hardware component system in your computers is not present. Okay, so that's why we are saying to say these computer hardware systems that we are able to see and touch, they work hand in hand with those softwares which we put inside, because we know that hardware we can touch them. Okay, those components we are able to touch them, but software we cannot touch them. So this gives us an overview that software, they have to be what? Commanded, given instruction what to do, and then these hardware now execute those instructions. Okay, when they execute those instructions, then we are able to operate, or the computer is able to operate its function. Now let's quickly get into these particular components which we're talking about. So let's talk about the internal computer hardware system. These systems or hardware systems that are found inside the computer. So we say internal components collectively process or store the instruction delivered by the program or operating system. So like I said earlier, when you command your computer software, and then these particular hardware system which are inside now that particular covers of the computer which we see, now they execute, they process that particular information which is commanded by the software. And so it's very important that we have to know and check that every hardware system of a computer are intact before you even start using that particular computer. Let's say especially those that of us who like buying second-hand goods. So it's very important for you to know that and check the functionality of each and every particular hardware of that particular computer. Now let's talk about the inside parts of the computer. So number one, we say motherboard. So what is a motherboard? Just like the word mother, they've borrowed the word mother. A mother is someone who houses, who keeps the house. Okay, someone who is responsible for everything that is in that particular house. Is takes care of everybody there, the children and so on. So that is to mean that a motherboard is the whole system that where we can find these other components of the PC on it. Okay, for example, we are saying, just to go on the definition there, it says this is a printed circuit board that holds the central processing unit, a CPU, and other essential internal hardware. So when we see on our right hand side there the picture, an engine, so the whole of that's what we call it what? A motherboard, where we are going to find our CPU, where we are going to find our RAM in the computer, RAMs, where we are going to find our charging system, all those components of the computer which enables its function, hardware system, they are found on what? On the motherboard. Okay, so when we talk about the motherboard, we are talking about the engine of a computer. So its function is at the central hub that all other hardware components run through. So when you want to, all these other hardware systems or components run through what? A motherboard. So a motherboard holds almost everything, almost all other components in what? Inside the computer. As we are already said, it's an engine of a particular computer. So number two, let's go to CPU. So this CPU is the brain, as it is explained here. It's a brain of what? Of a computer that processes and executes digital instruction from various programs. Okay, so we are saying, what is a brain? When we talk about a brain is something when we get it. Let's say we have looked at a paw. We have to think, oh, is this paw, what type of a paw is this one? Or maybe let's say we look at a person. If you've gone through how the brain works, you find that first of all, you have to look at that. The eyes set, looks at something, and then it has to go to a brain. The brain will have to process, and then it gives back to the eyes and the mind to say, oh, this is what fire. Oh, this is the road. Oh, this is a person, and is a white person, and is a Chinese, and so on. So all the thinking process takes place in the brain. So that is all about what? A CPU. So a CPU, all processing everything that we do. You want to play music, you play, it has to be processed. So you command using that software for you to play music. So when you command, and then it goes there, when it goes there, it has to process. Oh, this one wants to play music. Then it gives out that information. It processes it, and then you listen the sound of, from the sound of that particular music which you are playing. So it's everything that you want to execute on a PC. It has to undergo in what? Through the processing unit, which is the CPU, a processor. And so a speed of a processor determines, we're saying its clock speed determines the computer's processor. Yes. So the speed of the processor determines how perfectly the computer works. Okay? That's why you find others, you click just to open a file. It will take maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour. Something is just rotating for it to do what? To open. Maybe it's failing to open. So you will find that maybe the processor is very small for that particular computer. And so when you're buying a computer, it's very important for you to see the specs of that processor of that computer which you want to buy. That's where the computer learns when it talks about how speedy the computer is. Most of the times we say, oh, your computer is working nicely. It has got very high speed. That means we're talking about how the processor works, how efficient the processor is. So it's very important to know the processor. So number 3, we're talking about a RAM. What is a RAM? So it's saying is a temporary memory storage that makes information immediately accessible to programs. RAM is volatile memory, so it stores data. So stored data is cleared when the computer powers off. So this one, it's a memory that is used in the PC, which is just temporarily. Okay, it can just keep a memory at a very, maybe during that time when you're using a computer. Okay, and then when you just switch off the computer, the memory is gone. So it just helps a PC to run or to display. Let's say you've commanded this thing to be displayed. Then that particular RAM will help to run that particular program which you have executed to run. So we can see the pictures of the RAM. Those are the RAMs. So if a computer doesn't have a RAM, meaning it cannot even display programs on your PC. Okay. For example, if you switch it on, you find that you have the sound and you have the lighting. You can see the lights. The PC has given you the light that it's on, but on the screen there you can't see anything. That means the RAMs are done. Okay. Meaning the RAMs are not okay. They might have shifted their positions or they are not functioning. Okay, so quickly you have to open your PC and check the RAMs. Change your RAMs and then try again. You find that your PC, you are able to see the display on it. So I just included there the image, this particular image, which you are able to see, identify the type of a RAM you are using in that particular computer. The processor, you are able to check from here about the PC. So it's saying, so it's saying the processor of this particular laptop, this is mine, we are saying it's what? Core i5 6200 CPU, and it's running at a speed of 2.30 gigahertz. So that means it has got a little bit of some speed, okay? But if you are buying a PC, at least buy a PC that has a processor speed from the range of what? Let's say 1.8 or 2.0 going up. Those that have got 1.5 going down, they give a little bit of some challenge as time goes on. But at least buy something that starts from 2.0 going up. For mine, it's 2.3, 2.4. Okay, and then installed RAM, it's about 4 GB. So at least also install about a 4 GB RAM and 6 going up on your PC. That will at least make your PC work perfectly. Okay, so that's all about the RAM and the processor. Quickly, let's go to hard drive. So you can see number 4 there, it's saying hard drive. So hard drive disks are physical storage devices that store both permanent and temporary data in different formats. So all we know to say hard drive, we know this thing. Hard drive, a computer, if it doesn't have a hard drive, meaning it cannot even be powered on. Okay? So even that particular operating system, Windows 10, Windows what, we have to first install it in this particular hard drive, which is internally there. That's how now you can start operating all the softwares that you install in your computer. They have to be installed in where? In the hard drive. So a hard drive, we have the external hard drive, which is the one which has got a cable there. That is an external hard drive. You can keep the files, even the internal hard drive, that one which is on top of the external hard drive there. So that one is where the information, the data, the files, the songs, the what and what are being kept. Okay, when you remove that one, meaning you remove the storage system of a computer from your computer. Quickly, let's go to optical drive. So optical drive is just those drives, resides, they are saying it resides on a device drive bay. So what does that mean? These are CD drives, okay? CD drives, those that you are able to put in your CD. If we remember very well those days when the PC were just coming into play, were just coming into this particular world of technology, we see that most things which were being used are discs, okay? Those CDs, not only computers, but we have been moving in different eras. We were in that era where we were using CDs, the memory card, flash, and so on and so forth. So during those days, you find that most of the computers were having what we call these optical drives. That's where the information, most of the information were being stored in the CD, on the CD. Okay? So you buy a CD, maybe you want to play music, maybe softwares. Sometimes they were being sold on, softwares being sold on what? On a CD. I remember those days I was working with a computer. We had different CDs which had different what? Softwares. If you want to install this software, we go and get that CD. And then we put it in a computer, it reads, then we are able to get the what? The software. Because we know that a CD also, it's some type of what? A storage. There, where we can store some information, music, data, any kind of information, you can store it on a CD. So I've included the picture there of a computer or a PC which has got what? That particular CD drive. So you press on and then it comes out, you put a CD, goes in, then a CD reads, you are able to get what is on that particular CD. Quickly, let's go to number 7. We are saying heatsink. So what's a heatsink? So heatsink is just the, heatsink. So heatsink is just a particular hardware system that absorbs heat, because we know that we are talking about power here. So this laptop or this computer, you put it on a power, that power, which is electricity, it produces heat as that particular laptop runs. So this heat has to be absorbed out, has to be removed, because if you've got this heat to so much capacity, then we expect some challenges to our PC. Obviously, maybe it might even be powered off, okay? Or the motherboard might even be bent, and then you cause some problems. That's where you find that when you're having a laptop which doesn't have a fan, and then you power it on, you find that you have heat on that particular PC. It will be heating up, and then you start causing some challenges. So it's very important that whenever you're having a laptop, it has got a fan that is absorbing heat that is inside there, bring it out so that it's cooled. So heatsink, you are just talking about a fan, a system that that absorbs the heat from the PC, that removes the heat from the PC, and then at least it provides the cooling system. Number 8, we're talking about network interface card. So network interface, you know that these laptops, these computers, also they are connected to network system. So there's that hardware which provides network system also in computer. We can see that component, and we can also see the image down there on number 8, where we can see a computer system being connected to a cable. That particular cable is an Ethernet cable which provides internet. Okay, there's a wireless network system, and also using a cable, which is that one. So you find that sometimes you connect your PC to internet and then it's not responding. That means there's a challenge of a network system with your PC. So you need to check if that component is there or not. Okay? Alright. So apart from that one, let's talk about so I've included just an image of a PC there, which shows the ports where some of the external hard drive now, where we are able to put some external hard drive. So this takes us to another topic now, where we are going to talk about the external input hardware systems. So input and output devices. So those that are are externally, the external input hardware system. One, we have got a mouse. So if you're having a desktop, we need to do what? To connect a mouse. So a mouse is that one. On our right hand side, there's a keyboard and a mouse below there. We are able to identify those. Also a keyboard. So a keyboard also has to be connected to that particular PC, which is a desktop which we are using. These things on a laptop, they are embedded there. A cursor, where we usually refer to it as a cursor, that acts as a mouse, and then the keyboard, we are able to see the keyboard there on the laptop. Number 3, we are saying microphone. So those are friends who uses microphone. Let's say you are a DJ, you are maybe in a meeting where you are using computer system and microphone for you to speak out. There are those ports where you are able to put, these are external input hardware systems which you're supposed to connect to that particular system. And then camera, at times you will find that you need some camera. Oh, there's an external camera that you can connect to your computer system. Okay? For example, our friends who are having let's say those that are casting news in the newscasters, radio program, the TV stations. You are able to see that they have connected a camera there. At the same time, we are able to view their pictures, and they are able to speak through the mouth, which is connected to the laptop. So the camera is connected to some computers, which is where the control system is. Also, we see the mics and so on. So all those things are connected to a computer. Then we have got a touchpad. So a touchpad is an input and external or built into a laptop, okay, used to control the pointer on a display screen. It is typically an alternative to an external mouse. So we are talking about the touchpad now. This is the touchpad which they are referring to what is on the laptop. So a touchpad on a laptop is known as a touchpad. I mean, we refer that pointer as a cursor. So something like that, it's able to control, or to some extent, to a desktop, this one is referred to as a mouse. Apart from that one, we also have a flash disk and a memory card. So these are the ones we can see on our right hand corner. We don't have even to talk much about that one, but we know that we are able to put those to your PC. And then finally, let's talk about the output hardware systems. Okay, so the output hardware systems, now I forgot to mention something. When we're talking about the input hardware system, that means we are talking about those systems which, when we connect them to our laptop or to our PC, we are able to command those particular hardware system for it to do a program, for it to execute a program in the PC or from the PC. Okay? Meaning it carries information from our commands and takes it to the PC where it can be processed and viewed as, view that particular command to us. Okay? For example, a mouse. It takes information from outside and then takes it inside. Okay? You know what I mean, You are able to tell something to say, okay, let's say keyboard. A keyboard, you are able to press there and then it's able to give us information from the PC. But when we're talking about the output hardware system now, we're talking about now the information coming out from the computer system, maybe in simple terms. From the computer, now out, it goes out now. Okay? So here we're talking about a monitor. So what's a monitor? Now this is a screen that we have, That's why most of people, they use to refer this one here on the last page as the computer, because it's where everything is. The motherboard is where we can execute anything. And then the monitor system, now this is just a display system, which is now a display system like a TV, a TV where we can see now what we are commanding. If we want, we can even connect to a very big monitor, a very big other screen, and then we are able to see there. So it's getting something now from the PC, now goes to outside where we are able to view it. Apart from that one, we are saying a printer. A printer, just similarly, you command something from the computer that it should be printed, then it prints out. So it takes that information out and then prints out. Okay? Speakers. You are playing music from computer, then it takes that music out, the speaker now. Okay? And then headphones. So speakers, headphones, headsets are in the same range or same line. So we are able to see these what we are talking about as the output hardware system. So these output hardware devices, they are the ones which now get the information from the computer, delivers it outside the computer. And then that particular, the input devices which we are from looking at here above, these are the ones which now takes information from the outside, gets what? In the computer where we are able to view it. And then finally, we're just going to look at the port system of the computer. So when you turn your computer, on the back side you will see the power system and then the keyboard system. Those days they were using those type of these types of keyboard system. You can see the purple here, or number 2, the purple here, and I don't know if that one is green, but this time around you find that also the keyboard system and as well as the mouse, they use USB cables to connect from the PC. And then we are seeing the integrated VGA connector. So this other part here, you can take your time and look at that. The VGA which we are able to connect from these are cables which enables us to connect from the PC or the computer to the projectors. Okay, and then we have various ports there. The ports for Ethernet, which is internet, and then the audio devices for headsets, and so on and so forth. So basically, these are the hardware systems which we see from the computer. Okay, there are a lot, but these are cardinal ones. They are important ones which at least we need to have knowledge about in case we face some challenges or in case we need something to use, and then you say, I cannot use this, but then the knowledge, or maybe in fact you are able to do that. So those are the systems which you are able to use. This marks the end of this session, and then next we are going now to have the last session of week 1, which now from here we are going to start having slowly, step by step, knowing how to operate those softwares which we have indicated there. So that's where now our training will need some particular attentions. Okay, starting from how to install the operating systems. So there are various ways or methods in which you can install the operating systems, but then I'm just going to talk about the straightforward things which you need to know. Okay, you need to know, at least have an idea of those, and then from there we are able to build on those. Okay, thank you so much. Have a blessed night. Bye bye.